Your money isn't yours, not really. Banks, apps, and even loyalty points are silently manipulating every purchase you make. And the craziest part? You don't even notice it happening. Today, I'm exposing the system designed to keep you spending without realizing it. The dark side of everyday money hides in plain sight, woven into the routines, habits, and systems we barely question. It operates quietly, influencing the way we spend, save, and think about value. Most people believe they are in control of their money, but the truth is that modern financial systems are designed to subtly encourage overspending, emotional spending, and long-term financial dependence. 4 of the most powerful forces shaping these outcomes are banks, loyalty programs, free trials, and attention-driven apps. Each of these exists to make life easier for the consumer. Yet beneath the surface lies a business model that relies on people behaving irrationally or impulsively. When you understand how these traps work, you begin to see money not just as cash or numbers, but as a psychological battlefield. Banks, for example, do not simply store your money. Their profits come from lending, fees, and interest generated when people borrow more than they can comfortably repay. This is why banks strategically design products that encourage overspending. Credit cards with high limits, reward points, and easy approvals exist for one purpose: to get you to use more credit. Every swipe generates transaction fees. Every late payment produces penalties. Every carried balance creates interest revenue. Even the minimum payment system is engineered to benefit the bank. Paying the minimum feels manageable, but it traps customers in long, expensive debt cycles. For banks, a customer who pays slowly is more profitable than one who pays quickly. The system rewards debt, not discipline. Loyalty programs seem like rewards, but they are actually powerful behavioral tools. Points are intentionally abstract. They don't feel like real money, so people treat them differently. This distancing effect encourages overspending because the brain perceives earning points as a gain, even when the purchase isn't necessary. Companies use points to track buying behavior, influence decisions, and nudge customers toward more predictable spending patterns. The value of points is often much lower than the cost required to earn them, but the illusion of getting something free keeps people hooked. In many cases, consumers spend more chasing rewards than the rewards themselves are worth. Loyalty programs are not created to make customers wealthier. They are designed to create habits that benefit the brand. Free trials exploit a different form of psychology. They rely on inertia, the idea that people often fail to cancel subscriptions not because they want them, but because they forget or avoid the small effort required to opt out. Companies know that customers underestimate how busy they will be in the future. By offering a free trial, brands create an easy entry point, but the real profit comes from the customers who remain subscribed without intention. Auto-renewal systems, hidden cancellation buttons, and unclear billing cycles all increase the likelihood that someone will continue paying. This model thrives on human forgetfulness. The convenience of one-click sign-up is paired with the inconvenience of multi-step cancellation. As a result, millions pay monthly fees for services they barely use. Apps, especially those in social media and entertainment, monetize attention. The longer a user stays engaged, the more advertisements they see, and the more data the company collects. This data is then used to predict future behavior and personalize content to keep users hooked. What seems like harmless scrolling is actually a carefully engineered system designed to hold attention for as long as possible. Notifications, streaks, and infinite scrolling create habits that are difficult to break. These systems influence spending by showing ads tailored to emotional states, habits, and vulnerabilities. In-app purchases, impulse buy features, and algorithm-driven product suggestions turn attention into revenue. The user is the product, and the currency is time. The connection between these four systems is psychology. Banks rely on optimism bias. People believe they can repay debts easily. Loyalty programs exploit reward bias. The pleasure of earning points overrides rational thinking. Free trials use procrastination and forgetfulness as revenue sources. Apps tap into dopamine cycles, encouraging constant engagement. None of these are accidents. They are the result of years of research into human behavior. Designed to create predictable financial patterns, these systems thrive when consumers act automatically rather than intentionally. Understanding the dark side of everyday money does not require avoiding these systems entirely. It requires awareness. Once you know how these traps work, you can navigate them strategically. Using credit without carrying balances, taking advantage of loyalty points without chasing them, setting reminders for free trials, and controlling how ads influence your attention allows you to benefit from modern business. Conveniences without falling into financial traps. Money will always be influenced by psychology, but awareness transforms the battlefield. When you control your behavior, you control your financial future. True financial independence begins with recognizing that the systems surrounding you are not neutral. Every design choice, from the placement of a button on an app to the structure of a credit agreement, has a financial motive behind it. This means the average person must become an active participant rather than a passive consumer. For example, setting intentional spending rules, tracking subscription renewals, and maintaining awareness of emotional triggers can disrupt the automatic patterns these companies depend on. Many people overspend when stressed, bored, or tired, which is precisely when apps and ads strike hardest. Building habits that counter these weaknesses, such as budgeting during calm moments, disabling unnecessary notifications, and reviewing financial statements monthly, creates a barrier between your money and the systems designed to capture it. The goal is not to avoid modern conveniences, but to interact with them on your terms. When you make conscious choices about your financial environment, you take power back from traps that rely on impulsiveness and habit. By developing this awareness and discipline, you transform everyday money from something that quietly drains your wealth into a tool that supports long-term stability. In a world built to influence your choices, understanding the motives behind these systems is the first step toward protecting your financial well-being. This clarity strengthens your resilience and control, guiding smarter choices in all financial decisions. The truth is, we're surrounded by systems designed to shape our decisions long before we realize we've made them. Banks, loyalty programs, free trials, and attention-hungry apps aren't just tools. They're business models built on our habits, impulses, and blind spot. But once you understand how these traps work, you take back control. You begin spending with intention instead of emotion, and your money finally starts working for you instead of against you. Stay aware, stay disciplined, and remember, the smartest financial move you can make is seeing the game for what it really is.